Today we'll be sharing a bit about what Agents of Hope views as a success. Douglas Pereira will share a few studio updates, as well as will feature an interview with Ricardo Martins, the producer for The Great Outdoors of Hope Channel Canada. We hope you'll be excited and inspired for what's in store after you hear these testimonies. Finally, we'll want to share a testimony with you of someone who has been blessed by this ministry. All of this and more on this episode of Agents of Hope. We hope you'll be blessed by it. Welcome to Agents of Hope, where we inspire hope in what God can do through everyday people like you and I, despite a broken world. We want to invite Douglas Pereira, Hope Channel Canada Director of Operations, to share with us some of the updates of what's going on in the studio. Douglas, please.
Thank you, Evaldo, for this opportunity to share about what is happening here on the Hope Channel Canada studio. And I want to say hi to the Agents of Hope, those that are making possible the dream and the reality of have our own studio to produce shows that make an everlasting impact. Well, up to this point, we're able to put all the lights on our studio so you can see clearly and have a better quality of production. Our sound equipment is almost ready. We are working right now in our control room, the behind the scenes, so our producers can work properly with the image and the sound that they are capturing through our cameras. So I'm looking forward to the next few weeks to have our studio ready for a full production and be able to record multiple shows every single day. Our next phase, our next dream and goal is to make the studio possible for live events. You know, when you pre-record a show, sometimes you can miss what is happening in the world, the news. But if we are capable to produce a live broadcast directly from our studio to the homes and to the internet, I tell you, we can be more impactful with our message and our shows. So, dear Agent of Hope, thank you so much for your support. And now, we need you to give one more step to help us to make our studio a live production studio, so the signal can go here live and reach homes, computers, tablets, cell phones in Canada and around the world. May God bless you, and I hope to hear and receive your blessing donations very soon.
First of all, thank you for being with us on this project and for helping make Hope Channel Canada possible. If you're not yet an Agent of Hope, I want to help you with that. I want to give you some information. But for that, actually, I'm going to ask Tiffany to join us. And Tiffany, as you come in, please tell how it is that someone can become an Agent of Hope.
Well, Evaldo, that's a great question. There are many ways that someone can be part of this mission to reach our neighbors in Canada. Firstly, we appreciate your prayers for this ministry, and those who have been impacted will continue to be impacted. If you are able to give a monetary donation to assist with production costs and reaching others through Hope Channel Canada, please donate online by visiting agentsofhope.ca via check payable to Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada at the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H1H8, or give us a call at 905-433-0000. 888-263-0011. We can also be reached toll-free at 1-800-263-7868.
Thank you, Tiffany. That's great information, and thanks for sharing that. And I want to personally thank you for your donation. We couldn't do this great work without you, and we want to thank you for your sacrificial contribution to impact your neighbors through this program. Because of your act of love, you made it possible for us to build this set, the set we're using now, and to purchase some of the equipment we need. And now we are actually going ahead and purchasing more equipment so we can help you and give you a better viewing experience in return. We want to be able to share with you weekly a message that comes through via email or social media or text from one of the many agents of hope across Canada. This week's message comes from Roland, and she says why she's choosing to support Agents of Hope and Hope Channel Canada. Here is what she says. Hope Channel Canada gives hope to people who long for a better life. We are happy to support this media being broadcast 24/7 because it has the potential to lead many people to an abundant life in Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, Roland, for sharing that, and we'll be right back.
Did you know that you can find Agents of Hope on social media? You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram to join us on our journey of spreading hope. Learn how you can become an agent of hope and inspire others to become agents of hope as well. On Facebook, search Agents of Hope and look for our logo, which you can see on the screen. On Instagram, search our handle @agents.of.hope and give us a follow. We look forward to connecting with you.
Welcome back to Agents of Hope. Today we have Ricardo Martins with us. He's the producer behind Hope Channel Canada's show, The Great Outdoors. So I'm glad to have you here, Ricardo. Welcome. It's a joy to have you here. I have a few questions, and my first one would be, what is the inspiration behind the show, The Great Outdoors?
Hi, Evaldo. First of all, thank you so much for having me here in this program, Agents of Hope. It's really an honor for me to be here and to be working with Hope Channel Canada. The inspiration behind this show, The Great Outdoors, was exactly what the show is. It's nature. We would like to show Canada because, of course, that's Hope Channel Canada, and even some Canadians, they might not know the whole country. So the idea of this show is to show Canada, and I think the best way to show Canada is show all the beauties that this country has. And anyways, we thought that why not going outdoors and filming in Alberta and showing the mountains, and going to Saskatchewan and showing all the prairies. And anyways, every province has your special thing to show, your special and many times unique beauty, and that's the idea, is to show Canada, and of course not only for Canadians, but to show this around the world.
That's great. Thanks for answering that. What do you hope to convey to the viewers, and what's the outline of the show?
We are hoping, Evaldo, that people will connect nature, and that's the idea, is first of all people to see those beautiful places, and that might catch their attention to start watching the show and make this connection of course, with God. That's the main subject of all episodes. And I think there is a very, I would say, a very light way to do this and to talk about where you are. Pastor Jeff Potts, he is very good doing his research and telling people where you are and why we are here. And many situations he came to that place at some point with his wife. They love hiking, and he already knows a lot about the place. He knows about people who start that place. So there is, of course, the I would say the spiritual aspect of this show, but there is also a very interesting facts about the place that people might not know, and I think that might connect people and who is watching that show with Pastor Jeff Potts and the whole show.
Excellent. Now I know you are a very experienced musician and a great video producer as well, but what have you personally learned in producing this show?
Well, producing this show has taught me at least two main aspects. The first aspect is the technical aspect. As a producer behind the cameras, because this show we depend of the weather 100%, and this has been shown me how flexible we need to be, and how sometimes you need to make decisions very fast because the weather is changing, the sun is changing position, it's going to rain, the sun is going down. How to make this happen in a way that it can have the quality that we need, but at the same time in a practical way that we need to get the job done. So there's this technical aspect that I have been learning a lot. Every time we go out to record episodes, I am always trying to improve my equipment, to think about some things that we don't need, some things that we need. And there is also the spiritual aspect that has been teaching me a lot, just to be there. I know that sometimes, for example, for me, I am focused on the cameras and audio and the best frame. But of course, I'm listening to his sermon as well, and especially when I bring it home, it's interesting because sometimes I'm editing a show that I just recorded, and sometimes I just don't remember listening to what he said because I probably was paying attention to something else. And it's so good to have the opportunity to listen to the program and to the sermon again and again. So I am so glad that I have this opportunity to do something like this, being outside, fresh air, with someone so nice like Jeff Potts, and have the opportunity to be working and listening and watching a lot of sermons and having this connection with nature. Not just a work, it's actually a real connection.
And how can people watching the show make a difference?
I think people, one way that they can make the difference and they can even help Hope Channel, I think it's to show this to friends and to try to put the episodes in their social medias, and I think this show, honestly, I think it's one show that anywhere will connect with the show, unless you don't like nature at all. But if you like a little bit, you are going to be interested to start watching. And one way is just to try to share this with friends, and I think this can actually make the difference, because sometimes we make something that is, we know and believe that that thing is going to be good for someone, but people need to know about it. If they don't know, then it's almost like we made something very nice, but it's a secret. So in my opinion, and that's what I want to do as well, is to try to share with friends. Of course, we need to do this in a nice way, but I think sharing the programs, they will be online. It's very easy to just copy the link and share and try to spread this message. And I think that's what would be a good way to help you.
Thank you so much. You know, to close, let me ask you this. Is there anything else you'd like to share that would be interesting for our viewers?
One interesting thing that happens when we record a show like this is, like I mentioned before, we always depend on the weather. However, because we live in Canada, we know that winter will be there for us, and you can't stop doing the show for, I don't know, 4 or 6 months because it's cold or because it's snowing. And of course we recorded many episodes of this show in the winter time and went to the mountains in Alberta, Banff, and other places there. And it was very challenging because of course cold, the equipment, they don't work like they work in summertime. The batteries, all the time you need to recharge the batteries. We lost audio signal all the time. I am from Brazil and I'm not used to this cold, so for me it was very challenging to do this in the winter, but somehow God blessed us and we could do our job. We did everything we had to do, and I'm very glad. It's just, I think it's a little bit better to record when it's plus 24, something like that. It's way better. So pray for us, in the winter time especially.
That's great. Thank you, Ricardo. We're going to be back shortly.
Did you know that you can find Agents of Hope on social media? You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram to join us on our journey of spreading hope. Learn how you can become an agent of hope and inspire others to become agents of hope as well. On Facebook, search Agents of Hope and look for our logo, which you can see on the screen. On Instagram, search our handle @agents.of.hope and give us a follow. We look forward to connecting with you.
Welcome back to Agents of Hope. We're going to be featuring now a testimony from Walt Calkin. He's the project coordinator for the Lethbridge Seventh-day Adventist Church, and we're going to learn how their church is making an impact in their community.
When COVID first happened, there were a lot of people that were left without a source of food, and then there was individuals that were just either too ill or too fearful to go out and shop. So we contacted the food wholesalers, manufacturers, distributors, even stores, and asked them if they had any excess food that we could take to individuals that were food insecure. We found that the biggest supporters of that were the established food banks. They continue to give us what they call excess food program that we pick up almost on a daily basis, and we deliver to those that are in need.
We're not a huge church with lots of people to pool from. We've just got a handful of committed volunteers, and someone who had a passion for the project and has been a driver for the project since it started. And those people are essential, and that's kind of the hardest part of anything to get going. And we've had them, and they're here consistently and persistently helping.
I'm fairly new to the church. I joined in about 2018. I had a young girl living with me from Brazil. I couldn't believe the relationship she had with God, and it was like Jesus was in my house. I found it was so awesome to know Jesus as if he was right there with you, your best friend, and I wanted that relationship. Shortly after joining the church, they made me hospitality coordinator. When Walt was starting the program, he asked if, I'd like to help out, be kind of quality control specialist. It just expanded hugely, and to go from 25, 30 hampers when we first started to 80 or more now is just absolutely amazing.
For me, I think that doing this, the greatest experience has been doing it with my son. We help with the ADRA delivery food program. Every Saturday, on Sundays, we do donation pickups and we sort the product. It has been one of the most fulfilling, wonderful experiences. We have gotten to know beautiful people. Right now we are serving quite a few of the people from Afghanistan, people who used to be translators for the government of Canada.
I had a living room chair for sale. A young man inquired about it. I met him, he looked at the chair, I got his story, new refugees from Afghanistan, him and his wife, his parents, brother and sister, over here with nothing. And so I just connected with them and helped them find more free furniture or inexpensive stuff. The whole family came to the church for our clothing and just got them a whole bunch of things they needed for themselves.
We deliver, for the most part, to the food insecure, including indigenous reserves, refugees, immigrants, single parents, some of the age, some that are handicapped, and they can't come to us. And whatever is left, we share outside of our back door. And that can be up to 100 food hampers a week. Every Sabbath. It's good to do good on the Sabbath, Jesus tells us. All of those people need help, and we help them irregardless of what their situation is. Within the last 2 years, we have physically delivered over 1 million meals free of charge to those that are food insecure. We're not asking people to believe in what we believe. We just want to be an expression of Jesus' love for all of his children.
Friend, we would love to have your support. We'd love to hear from you about how you've been impacted by Hope Channel Canada and Agents of Hope.
Okay, Evaldo, one question that we have received over and over is, what do we count as a success here at Agents of Hope?
That's an interesting question, right? What is success? Well, success can be certainly defined in many ways. Often in society we hear that success is related to money, how much prestige you have, or fame or accolades. But at Agents of Hope, we view success in light of the kingdom of God, and we realize that small things we do can make a big impact for eternity. We may not think that maybe inviting a friend to church or dropping off a meal for a neighbor will yield much fruit. Perhaps those are viewed as mundane acts, exceedingly ordinary even. But Jesus looks at those faithful acts in a different way. He asks us to use our talents and to be faithful with what we have, to take a step of courage and listen to the Holy Spirit's prompting on our heart. I hope that you choose to be successful today and do one thing to advance God's kingdom forward right here at Hope Channel Canada when you decide to be part of our mission of bringing hope to our country and to the world. You are a blessing for us, and you're a blessing for our whole country. One more time, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for being an agent of hope.
Wow. Thank you, Evaldo. I agree. People view success differently based on the lens they view the world. So thank you for explaining how Agents of Hope deems their efforts to be successful.
This show and this channel cannot be possible without viewers like you. Thank you for your generous contribution and for taking your time to watch this program. Every amount matters and helps us to make more in this country, to impact more people together. And once again, please donate online at agentsofhope.ca. You can also send us a check payable to Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada at the following address: Hope Channel Canada, 1148 King Street East, Oshawa, Ontario, L1H 1H8. Or you can call us at 905-433-0011 or toll free at 1-800-263-7868. There's something called the compound effect, whereby doubling something that starts off as insignificant, such as a penny for example, over 30 times yields to over $5 million. Most people would write the penny off as being insignificant and invaluable, but even something as small as a penny has the capacity to make a huge impact down the road. Sometimes we feel that what we have to offer doesn't have much significance, but my friend, I can assure you that every bit counts when we're working with the God of the universe, who can multiply what we bring to the table. And perhaps you have more to give and want to leave a legacy. We would be happy to connect with you and discuss plans for your surplus. So thank you, and thank you very much. And do we have a song in mind today, Tiffany?
Jesus is the answer for the world today.
So let's do that.
Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Yes, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way.
Yes, he is. And remember, together we can let Canada know that there is more to life in Jesus.